Hello, good afternoon, trader. Welcome back to my channel, Forex Black Box. Today is the 9th of July 2020. I'm looking at S&P 500 now. We talked about that many times before, guys. This is a lovely pattern. Look like it's going to work out. Change the color, sorry. Make it black so you can see well. So we have this momentum up. We break higher, fail it to break higher. Very clear. You can see that. Try many times. We're coming back down to the 2-moving average. That's the first attempt to break through. Probably the second day you're going to be a bigger day, similar to these days here. You see that looking back in history, 1, 2, and the biggest day is third. We pooped back below these days. I'll try to break high, lower, fill it to break lower. We'll have a fill it to break higher, so we have a kind of like couple of failure going on, bottom to top. Could be a range at the end of the day that sees the 3000. That's the key to it. So also there is some news of coronavirus and stuff going on at the moment. Talk about the crowd and high probability the second wave is going to be bigger than the first wave and so on and so forth. Do your home search, do your search, and make sure that you know that the top of the news to be on the top of it. We at the moment here as well. We break out of it and we're retesting it now. Let's see if the next day start getting green, break high, then we will change direction up. But the fact is, coronavirus and all the stuff is just popping up. There's a lot of investors leaving their positions. If you go to 1 hour as well, you see that momentum here. Buyers is giving up here, giving up. Whoever brought from here, coming back down, break previous low, and that's where you see giving up in the market. When you see a big candle like that, that's a priced, um, basically lift the market, and that's the first pullback. That's now it's 12:30 p.m. New York time, so that is pullback. First pullback, of course, is going to be sold out, and we'll be looking for lower low. If it's not, we'll hold here before the session end. Probably going to close near here. But the momentum up, no, 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 because of the news, of course. You see that big candles confirming that we have candle every time coming back down. They give up quickly. They don't hold their positions, right? Move on to gold. See that gold all 1818. Talked about that yesterday, and today is showing a little bit inside candle. So let's see, that could be a flag from point here to point here. Probably going to see another pushback up as a flag. So from that bottom to this high, that's what could be creating a flag in a low time frame. So watch out for breakout of this flag. Could a failure, could be a continuation up. So far we see this is successful. Couple of days, 1, 2. That successful breakout over here. Come back, retest the breakout probably, and continue back up. Also convert it as a flag. It's still inside day candle, you see. Right, next, Bitcoin coming back down. I'm going to show you my drone. Sorry. So Bitcoin here, we have a failure to break higher, to break out of this channel. We're coming back inside the channel now. Let's see. Dollar is strong at the moment, so I like to see Bitcoin coming back down here. Don't like to be crashing, but momentum is strong on dollars, so probably going to continue more one day down here below this. So far we're talking about this range. We fail it to break higher, coming back inside the range, probably going to try to break lower. 80% always failure to break out of the range. Normally, when the first attempt to go up and come back down strong, that's become a failure. That's where there's a lot of volume here waiting by to short it. So far, we're talking about 1, 2, 3, 4 pops up. We're looking for one more leg down. We have a 1, 2, looking for a third one. Okay, this is low, just a broke. That was a failure here. If you traded in a small time frame, could have made money here. Coming back up, a failure. Come back lower, come back down, up. If you are a scalper, that's a different. Oil, that's what I'm waiting for. 3-4 days topping. Head and shoulder, a small head and shoulder size. The neckline will be your 20 moving average dynamic. Below the 20 moving average will be a good trade to short it. Come back down to the trend line, for example, or come back down to these levels, these two as well, all the way down to this level. So 28 probably coming into play if pandemic is really kicking in as a second wave. Dollar index coming back up. You see that we broke today. Failure to break lower. You see that there's a failure here. If you notice, there's a failure, and it's coming back up now. What's happened next? We have a failure here as well. Tiny failure at a major failure, and we're coming back up again. Where? We'll come back in a range. Try to attempt to break it. Can be a failure. Maybe second attempt. Third one could be successful if indeed risk off kicking in today and tomorrow. So today looks like it is already in, but watch out for the close of the SPY SP 500, whether or not it's gonna hold this level down or it will retrieve back up. Okay. Sorry about this. Just so it's shown someone where the levels are looking at. Okay, so we're looking at as well, since we're talking about risk off, guys, we have a failure here. I was short here as well because it looked like a failure. Come back the 4 hours. If we go back to the 4 hours, I'm hammering euro dollar these days because I know that the stock is going to be a failure to continue back up, and that's when it's having risk off will be kicked in the market. So we have a push, nice push down, probably expect to pull back. I'm not out yet. I'm looking for a major move. I'm looking between the 12 and even below. But we will be looking for this level to be a failure like this one or not. Okay, so just stay tuned for that. What happened now is too late to short. I was short from here for a failure, and now I'm still in the market. I'm looking for pullback to be successful. A failure, it will continue back down for one more major move on a 4 hour. Of course, we go to 1 hour. We have one leg already. One push, push back up, a second push, push back up, as a third push. So also here, if you over like head and shoulder, neckline broke, major move equal major move. My expectation is to have another major move here equal to another major move. That's where I will be exiting all my trade around this level. If we go further, I'm happy to stay in the trade, but I'll be monitoring the S&P 500, see how far it can go down from here. Okay. Even that 4 hours is so weak. I was talking to my colleague about it. Since this 4 hours is really weak, there's a momentum coming back down strong. Even this momentum will have a strong momentum up, follow up. There's no follow up, failure to break higher. There's a failure here as well. There is a failure here. So that's very interesting to see there's a failure to break the previous swing of a 1, 2, 3 hours, and the third hour show you the momentum down, come back, retest, and go down. Same thing happened here. There's a big gap. I don't think this gap is going to close. I think we're going to take it from here and we'll continue down. The momentum is very strong. But all to do is S&P 500. If you keep going down, then you keep going, doing what you're doing. Cable, of course, we had a push here coming out of this channel. We have a successful breakout from here, and now we have this resistance level. Bounce from it. Of course, it's not because of pound. It's of course because the dollar is getting strong. So probably going to see a pullback at least 50%. 1 equal 2. We're going to have one here. Head and shoulders is story. If for indeed the risk off kicking in, then we'll see cable coming back down. And pound yen, of course, the same story. Going here, we have one push, pullback, another push, and we're going to pull back again here. Head and shoulder story as well on the daily. The reason being, yen will be strong. Pound is going to be weaker because of dollar strong as well. So the cable of its cable is weak. The rest of its kids, it will be weaker. Cable as a mother of the pound currencies. So if cable is weak, the rest of the currency will go down, except of course the one connected to the stock, which is Aussie. So probably if yen strong, Aussie weak, then pound Aussie up. Remember that. There's something you need to be aware of all the time. So I'm looking for that's a feeding momentum. This is resistance as well. Very interesting. All come in play. If you notice that everything come in play as soon as we start reaching here, we're wondering why the stocks keep going up and we have a risk off stories going on because there's still investor in the market. They're still waiting for their target to be hit here, which is their take profit, and that's why they're still in the market. When they hit it, they achieve their goals, and now they're taking it back down. Okay, if you're wondering why everything is going up and sentiment is horrible, like coronavirus and all stuff. So as we see here, of course, I'm not filled here. I'm not filled. So I was short and I exit with a small losses because I was trying to trade this small yesterday. It was in decision going on. Just make this big a little bit so we can see. So what we're looking at here, we're looking at a break below this one. That's what I was looking for. 1, 2, 3, and we're coming back up now. That will indicating that double bottom, a W, which is double bottom. It doesn't matter if the W like that, or is like that, or if it's like that. It doesn't matter. It's a W. There's a momentum for buyer to enter a failure. That's when become a failure. Raise 1 2 3, here's double bottom. Each one of them have its own profile, but I think it's going to be some resistance here since the bound is a little bit weaker. Probably see some quick pullback on the previous day, maybe 50%, maybe have the breakout. If that's successful breakout of this swing, then we'll continue back up without a major pullback. We'll continue back up to the next level here. Okay, but if it's not, if it's become a failure the following day, it's going to be a red day, then we'll have a failure on our hand and probably going to come back down to the bottom range for the third time attempt to break lower. Okay, down New Zealand, same story. We have a failure here confirmed by the 3 days bulls. 20 moving average is going to be your place to watch out for a failure. If you become a failure, then we'll come back down here, retest the bottom, or we'll be at least 1 2. Okay, same story. It's all momentum up because New Zealand Aussie connected to stock is crashing at the moment. At the moment right now is doing pullback, so that's why it's not crashing fully yet. But as I showed you earlier, it is going down big. Even in 1 hour you can see the momentum is really strong. CAD as well as weak. I have a double bottom. This one is going to count as a failure, but this is a W. Come back, retest the breakout. Hold it well. Break above the 20 moving average. Give you one small retracement. I'm probably going to continue all the way up here. And if you come up here, we'll watch for a failure. If it's become a failure, you can short it. If you're still long, you exit at the breakout. If you break out, it's going to break it out. But the question is whether or not it's going to hold it. Okay, so I have a swing here to watch the red line here. Okay, I'm not long yet on it, but I'll be longing on sorry, I'll be longing if you come back down here at the 20 moving average. I'll be trying to try to buy it from the 20 moving average here. So my thing is start yeah, here you go, 20 moving average, come back down, retest 20 moving average, and we'll go. But if it goes straight up, become a failure, coming back down, hold the 20 moving average and continue back up, this is another way to do it. But ultimately 20 moving average is your place to buy. Do not buy here yet, it's too late to buy. Should have brought in a small time frame. That was a small flag here. A major move equal a major move, so I expected that to break higher, failure to come to break and come back to 20 moving average, and we'll continue back up. Right, next bounce waist, same goes. But I think risk off started kicking in, so we have a leg here, break sideways here until we break higher. We have a V formation, we have a failure to break lower, still risk off. It will make this both of them sideways if both of them strong. But remember that happened before here. We have a failure to break lower, coming back up, a failure to break higher, coming back down. We have a failure to break lower, probably will come back up, middle of the range, no trade zone. Unless it's rejected, we're coming back down. Also keep in mind that 50% of this move could be a kicker for another major move down. Okay guys, this is it, just a quick and sweet. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe and like and leave a comment. Don't forget to join the Telegram group. Leave some trade ideas when it become available. I leave, but there's no promises because I'm busy as well doing 2 markets at the same time. So that's what was my free time to do recap. Okay guys, thanks very much. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Have a great day. Take care. Bye.